I'm going to turn on my analysis tools here so I can actually draw on my screen. The main line of our cells could actually arrive to the I-95 corridor shortly after lunchtime. So the next 2-3 hours, we might see that line arrive to the I-95 corridor. Looks like it's moving a little bit faster. So I would say toward the earlier part of lunchtime, maybe about noon hour, that line arriving to the I-95 corridor. Put that in green so you can see it a little bit better. As we get closer to the late afternoon into the early evening, maybe right before the evening commute is when our main line should move east of I-95 and progress toward the coast of the PD and the Low Country. We're looking about 3 or 4 o'clock. Charleston, be on the lookout around 3 or 4 o'clock. Myrtle Beach, maybe about an hour or so afterward, toward 4 o'clock, is when we're looking at our line arriving just to the Grand Strand coastline. And then after that, we should be in the clear. Do notice on Futurecast, this particular model run is showing some lighter rainfall straggling behind that main line of thunderstorms. And we do expect that to happen, although those storms that occur during the later portion of the afternoon should not be on the strong side. Maybe we'll get a stray wind gust or two out of those, but our main line is the one that it's attempting to work its way through the Midlands, might strengthen a little bit as we get to the afternoon hours along the I-95 corridor around 2, 3, 4 o'clock, and then of course exiting off the Atlantic coast later on this evening. Once we get past the evening commute, couple of stray cells, and then on Futurecast notice, our cloud cover dissipates. And we do have another story to look at. We'll get back to current radar in just a second, but I do want to show you low temperatures both tomorrow morning and on Wednesday morning are slated to fall near or below freezing. If you are located east of I-95, you're lucky tonight because you will likely stay above freezing, but nonetheless chilly in the mid 30s. But west of I-95, expect temperatures to fall near or below freezing. In some areas, the growing season has started, so please keep that in mind. And as we get into Wednesday morning, well, most of us are going to be sitting even colder in the upper 20s, perhaps in the mid 20s toward the upstate on Wednesday morning. So a blast of colder air is going to follow this line of storms that is working its way through our area right now. Popping it back to current radar, we see not a whole lot going on, which is a great thing, although we do have that severe thunderstorm warning again, progressing from southwest to northeast, impacting Chesterfield County right now, all the way down to Sumter County, moving on into Sumter right now, Bishopville as well, and McBee. So those are our cities right now that are going to be in the thick of it in terms of heavier rain rates. The main concern that we have from this particular line of severe thunderstorms is the fact that it could be producing wind gusts in excess about 60 miles an hour. Let me pop back to my current wider view of alerts. I'm going to scroll down on my storyboard here and take a look at our tornado watch and our severe thunderstorm watch. Again, if you are west of the capital, you're not in the all clear yet. We did have our line of storms move in a little bit earlier today, but if you are located west of the capital, still keep in mind you could get a few more severe thunderstorms really for the next couple of hours. Our risks should really start to tamper down toward the upstate once we get past lunchtime. If you're located along or to the southeast of Interstate 20, you need to be staying aware for the next several hours into the afternoon as our line continues to fire up and that cold front continues to barrel on through into the PD and the Low Country. Again, thankfully, the only warning that we have right now is to the northeast of Columbia from Chesterfield down to Sumter counties. Again, as I mentioned, once our line does move through, we do have the potential for freezing temperatures. We do have freeze alerts in effect from the National Weather Service tonight and tomorrow night as well. Freeze watch in effect for the PD, freeze warning in effect for the Midlands and the interior counties of the Low Country. Before we jump back to current radar, I do want to just briefly look over our convective outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. This is issued by our experts, storm experts in Norman, Oklahoma. They specialize in severe thunderstorm forecasting. And we do see that most of our state from Columbia eastward is in a level 3 out of 5 risk for severe thunderstorms today. And just to the north and east over the interior PD and northern Midlands, a level 4 out of 5 risk. So conditions are favorable for severe thunderstorms, mainly damaging winds, although we do have a potential, and I'm going to switch my graphic here to show you, we do have a potential for a few tornadoes later on this afternoon. Again, we've seen a little bit of a lull in radar right now, but do not let that lull you into a false sense of security because we could see storms continue to fire on up and intensify, especially as we get around and shortly after lunchtime. So if you're located even anywhere from Columbia all the way to Florence and to the state line toward Dillon, please stay weather aware today as these storms continue to progress across the southeast. One more look at radar really quickly before we call it a Facebook Live, at least for the time being. We'll be live several more times this afternoon at 11 o'clock, at 1 o'clock, and at 3 o'clock. But one more quick look at radar before we wrap up this Facebook Live. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Chesterfield County all the way down to Sumter County. That line of storms moving into McBee right now, Bishopville and Sumter. Again, the main mode of severe threats from this particular line is going to be damaging straight line wind gusts in excess of 60 miles an hour. So if you are in these areas, in these counties within this warning polygon, make sure you take shelter in the innermost room on the lowest level of a sturdy building. Stay away from windows because those wind gusts could loft debris into the air and, of course, break those windows. We'll be back in just a little bit with an additional Facebook Live, an additional update wherever you stream video for this severe weather event across South Carolina. For now, for SCE TV, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski, and we'll see you in just a little bit.